Hello, welcome to Comfortable Shoes Studio and another episode of art making. I'm Les, and in this episode, I'm making a quick little collage in my art journal. The paper that you see on screen is a jelly print I made years ago at this point, probably 2, 3 years ago at the earliest. So I'm just tearing it down so that it fits into my art journal. I'm not being super specific here, um, or too detail oriented. I measured it out, or as you can see, I'm measuring it through folding. I'm putting little creases in the paper, and then I'm using a ruler and a craft knife to cut it to size. And that works for me for this sort of stuff. I'm not gonna stress about making it super perfect. So this is a jelly print. It's a lot of acrylic on a piece of purple cardstock. You can see in the background, it's a couple layers of bubble bubble wrap on the gel plate, and then overlaid with a pretty dense application of blue that was done through a stencil. Um, so yeah, so that's the first layer of this collage, and then I am pulling out of this stack of papers a piece that is scraped with titanium white paint on a vintage magazine page. So last year, I think that you probably can find the video of me making this paper here on YouTube. I went through a thing where I went through my stash of acrylic paints and I had a box of nearly used up acrylic paint. And if you don't use acrylic paint, it does dry out and go hard. So I went through and I just scraped every little scrap of paint that I had onto magazine pages, workbook pages, paper, you name it, I did it. And that's a great way to use up your little last scraps and strips of paint. Um, and that always works well for me. All right, so then I've got this circle. I'm going to center it in the radiating out lines. Um, One of the things that I have noticed with the acrylic paint is that, particularly with this magazine paper, it needs a heavy application of glue stick. And I'm using a wet wipe to clean off the glue that I got on my fingertips and transferred to the magazine page. Now I'm grabbing a white and a black paint pen. Well, actually, no, I'm grabbing a lot of different paint pens. Um, I've got these brush tip paint markers that if I haven't yet done the review on, actually it's coming right up. So the review for these is coming up next week, and yeah, so these are pretty okay paint markers. They've got a nice brush tip. I like them better for sketching than for this kind of thing. So when I'm sketching, I get kind of a natural repeated application of color. Whereas here you can see that it's a little see-through and not as intense. So I do a couple of applications to get the amount of color that I really want on the page. So this is a just quick little journal page. I think the total elapsed time before I sped it up was around 25 minutes. So not a huge amount of time here on this page, but enough to be relaxing. And here I'm going in with those paint markers again and just adding in another layer of white paint and just in general the going back over the markers again. Um, these markers do work pretty well on white paper. Um, so yeah, this this application of paint here that they're going over the top of is particularly dark. I'm not sure if it shows up on screen as how dark this sort of reddish orange and blue is, but it's a very dark page. Kind of matched my mood, hence the sit with your rage. And yeah, as an art therapist, I am sitting with my rage and my feelings a lot these last few days, week or so. I think I made this last Thursday. So yeah, it's important to sit with your feelings, feel them a little bit, not squash them down too much, and then figure out what you're going to do with that. Turn it into something productive, or as Freud would say, sublimate that feeling into something productive. So here we are, and I'm making some art, and that is what I've decided to do with my next 4 years is double down on um, making art and working on this YouTube channel, and yeah, going with that. So yeah, here we are, uh, really kind of cleaning these letters up. You can see on the left-hand side of the page a scribble page. One of those things that I do. First off, I find it really relaxing. I think I've made an episode about those before. But scribble pages are a great way to learn how to use a tool, but also just relax. I find that sort of thing really, really relaxing. If you are into Zentangles, this is sort of a not trademarked way of making patterns and just sort of enjoying pattern making and learning how to use your tool. Right, so here I'm going in with, again, that Xena color paint marker in extra fine, and just, again, really, really liking this paint marker. Nice flow, nice, nice paint in it, and it really does seem to go over almost any surface. So, um, yeah, I'm happy with these paint markers. They do a good job. And they're doing great on top of the acrylic paint on this magazine page. So yeah, so that's the page. Little character, little self-portrait, um, going screaming into the void, if you will. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. And you can get a copy of this if you are interested. I have it up on my Ko-fi page as a pay what you can download. I've got a bunch of other art journaling related things on my Ko-fi page. You can find the link down in the description, and I'll see if I can figure out how to actually add it to the video. I think that there's a possibility of being able to do that. We'll see if I can figure it out. Anyway, thanks for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.